Welcome to the weekly Forex forecast for the 2nd of February. Hope you are having a wonderful weekend, but we're not interested in that, are we? We're only interested in making money. And markets are looking really good into next week, so hopefully you're going to enjoy the next 15 minutes as I go through the charts using the Quant Flow Dynamics software. Now, I've mentioned the 50 moving average. I'm bang on about the 50 moving average. I've used it since 1982, 44 years this year in March. So it's a long time and it works really, really well. So please do not ignore me when I say buy above the 50, sell below the 50. All right, so this is the DXY, and the US dollar, of course, dominates the markets. And whenever the price goes up, then you have a stronger dollar. And whenever it goes down, you have a weaker dollar. We are expecting further weaker dollar into next week. And we can see this on the 4-hour chart here. See how the price has moved up into this resistance zone here. This is a 50 moving average. And we can see it's moving up into this area. And this is going to be a very interesting area where the price is highly likely to be rejected. We don't know that until the market comes live, of course, tomorrow. But nonetheless, this is where the price is highly likely to see a reaction back down to 95.80, somewhere like that, or even as deep as 95.55 into this demand area here as drawn by the Quant Flow Dynamics software. Automatically gives you the targets that you need to profit from. All right, so remember this, what I've said here, that the weaker dollar is likely to continue. We don't know for sure yet until we get live markets. But what I want to show you is a continuation pattern within a trend when we see the price move. And we can see this on the hourly chart on the right, can't we? So I have the 50 moving average and I have the 200. And as you can see, whenever the price moves below the 50 moving average, that is an excellent way to get into the trade and profit. And of course, on the left, you have your target already set. There are 3 targets given on the software. 1, 2, 3. Do not go any further than the number 3. 3 is the full extension of the price. You're likely to get a rebound. Just letting you know as I go through the markets and explain a little bit more about Quant Flow Dynamics. If you want 12 months coaching, if you want 12 months support, if you want the best charts in the world, all the links are below. Now I've said that, of course, we need to go into the euro dollar, don't we, and have a better understanding of what's going on here. We can see on the left that the price is now moving into a major support demand area. Does not mean it's going to be held. It depends on the dollar, of course. If the dollar goes stronger, then this will be taking out and it will go down. However, while the price is holding on to that area, then we can expect the price to go much, much higher. On the 1-hour chart, we can see that the 50 moving average, the price is fallen below the 50, and so therefore there's weakness, but the price is still holding on to the 200 moving average, which indicates possible rebound into next week. Whenever you see this going on, price above the 50, price above the 50, price above the 50, these are trading conditions which are perfect for making profits. So before we go long on the euro dollars, a couple of things I need. I need to see the dollar weakening off of the areas I've spoken about earlier, and I need to see the price break this trend line, and I need to see the price moving above the 50 moving average like this. We have our target, but it could go much higher, of course, depending how weak the dollar becomes. So it's a great opportunity for the euro dollar if the dollar capitulates. Now, in terms of the sterling, pound USD, we can see that the price again is doing exactly the same, holding on to that market structure, and therefore we want to see the price start to make a move here. It could move. Now we have 3 targets, as I mentioned earlier, automatically drawn on the chart. It's already reached target 1 and it's already reached target 2. it has not reached target 3, so it's not got the full extension yet. Okay, so what we're looking for here is a situation where the price is moving above the 50, holding on to this demand area, and then moving above the 50 as it has done before, like here, like here, like here, and so on and so forth. Plenty of opportunities. If you're a day trader, it's easy, isn't it? Aussie USD, exactly the same. Now this has not moved down deep enough to see a reaction yet. If you see this here, it's not moved down into the 50s, but it might not. We have to see on this one. I prefer to see it come back down deep and then bounce back up. But a good one to watch anyway. Same with the Kiwi. See how the Kiwi has not retraced enough really for my kind of trading. But euro dollar, pound US dollar looking a lot healthier in terms of a rebound if that is going to happen. Let me explain on the US yen. We've got a position here and I want to explain why we've got into this. This is the reversal charts. It's now part of a package with quant flow dynamics where you get reversals as well. So let me explain this. This is a 4-hour chart, and what we're looking for divergence. This green line here is positive divergence. We are looking for a very powerful buy signal. Above 60 is very strong, 86 is exceptional, the best reversal charts in the world. So what we're looking for here is a rebound after the full extension almost, and then we're looking for the price to come back up into the 50 moving averages. So this is not a trend trade or a continuation pattern, it is in fact a correction reversal. What does that look like on the lower time frame? We can see this here on the hour, and as the price moved above the 50, it's always above the 50, there's your entry there. Okay, so once the price finishes above the 50 moving average off of demand, very strong demand, then you have a very high probability of making a ton of money. US Canadian is doing similar things as the US Swiss and the US yen, having a correction. This was not valid in terms of a reversal or a correction, so this is not tradable to the upside, but it could be tradable to the downside into next week depending on what happens with the US dollar. US Swiss is exactly the same, correction in play above the 50 moving average. And the price is coming off of a strong demand area as well. So highly likely to see this price move up into 78, somewhere around here, before it capitulates with the US dollar, if the US dollar does decide to go weak into next week. Euro yen, we've got a reversal here, a very strong reversal here. Buy power of 81 on that demand area here. As you can see, a nice bounce here back up above the 50, and if we look at the 1 hour chart we can see what's happening here above the 50. It's not with the trend of course, however it is a deeper correction, so it should reach target probably Monday morning. New Zealand yen, this is looking really good actually. If the yen futures looks weak, and it does, we could see a big move here possibly. It did reach target here from down there. It came back into the 50s here, rebounded, went above the 50 here on the 1 hour chart, and now it's in a much stronger position to actually go much higher if you are brave enough to hold it and make a ton of money. So I've got a target. I did say 97. I've gone for 99.9, and that is massive if it goes. It might not go, but we'll be locking in some profits along the way and putting some break-even stops in along the way as well. So we won't be too worried about that. So Canadian Swiss is looking really nice actually. Canadian Swiss, you can see if we zoom out, we can see this a lot better. Notice this is the correction on the quant flow dynamics, and the price has come up to the 50, and highly likely, well, actually it has broken down here, and a perfect entry actually into this. Now look at the 1 hour chart here. So we can notice, the first thing we notice is that the price is below the 200 and below the 50. So there's high probability that the price is going to go. So we're challenging the market, aren't we? If the price breaks all these resistance barriers, if you like, then it's going to change trend anyway. So we're challenging the market to change trend if it wants to. The target has already been given, 56.20 down there, which is a nice time. Should be hit maybe even Monday or Tuesday. Oil looked good. Have a look here on the quant flow dynamics. We can see that the price moved up, had a pull back into the 50, and well, I don't trade oil, but if you want to trade oil, you can, of course. Silver is very similar to gold. We can see that we've got a nice correction here. When you do go long these positions, just wait for the price to move above the 50, and it looks beautiful, doesn't it? Lots of opportunities to get into this quant flow system. I just want to have a look at gold, and I did mention this. I've done a blog a couple of weeks ago on this. I did expect the price to come down into this support area here, and it did exactly that. We're long this position, believe it or not. However, we do need to go into the reasons behind it on the gold on steroids system. So let's do that now. And we can see that the price here had a beautiful outside bar on the left, outside this channel here, and then we had a beautiful move back into the above the 50. Does that sound familiar now? Are you getting the hang of it? And the price moved up into, and it's probably going to go further upward, but no real confirmation yet, but looks very nice for a very significant profit indeed. Down to the Euro and New Zealand. Let me just see what I've got this here. Oh yes, so there's possible bounce here on the Euro New Zealand. We can see that it's buy power 61, not exceptionally strong, so I prefer it above 65 to be honest, but we've got divergence, we've got convergence, and we've also got change of character. See how the price has moved above the 50. We can see that here on the 1 hour chart. So in terms of the Euro New Zealand, I'm just going to be waiting for this price to break to the upside here above the 50, and then we'll be going along somewhere along here probably, and I'll be going 2 to 1 up here. I've got the Aussie Canadian here, I don't know why. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, so the Aussie Canadian has moved back down into the 50. Beautiful correction. And we do have the price cycle, a really lovely area here. So highly likely to bounce. You're not going to get much out of it because the target up here is 95.76. But nonetheless, it should be a good risk to reward. You can go long as soon as possible, really. Just make sure that your stop is below the previous swing high. If it does continue, then it's going to head for 96 or thereabouts. So some fantastic trades to look out for. Hope you have a wonderful trading week and a wonderful weekend.